Well, good Saturday morning and greetings once again from Radio Wasteland Records here in Midland. It's a little bit gloomy, some rain overnight. I know that you're not here for the weather forecast, but nonetheless, here we are. But looks like it's shaping up to be a nice day here in the mid-Michigan area. Hopefully you guys had a great week. We did here at the Wasteland, a busy one regardless, but still a fun one as we continue to be here for your new and vintage vinyl needs. A couple of quick good mornings, and then we'll get on to our business this morning. Mike says, hey, good morning to you, sir. Gary as well. Glad you're enjoying that Samantha Fish this morning. It's a good album. Rick from the West Side, on time and here. I almost wasn't, so I'm glad you're here, Rick. Thank you much. Mr. Silkman, good morning, peoples, to you as well as Pat. Good morning. From the living room. No campground today? Come on. Beautiful day for that. And Chuck from the YouTube side saying good morning as well. Thank you guys again. All and one for being here. Well, kind of a couple big things to get across this morning. Some big announcements. Not a lot on the new release front that we have left, so to speak, but we do have some other cool things going on. First and foremost, let me get this right out of the way because tonight is the night for you fans of movies and or vinyl collecting, which, you know, I fall into that category, is the screening for Vinyl Nation. Great documentary from back in 2020. I'm sure you guys have heard me talk about this several times before, but tonight is the night. This is screening at the Hell's Half Mile Film and Music Festival over in Bay City. I say tonight, this afternoon. Let me correct myself on that. Just to be correct, of course. So great doc. If you've not seen it, they released it digitally because of the pandemic in 2020, just to recap the story. And record stores like ours were able to sell virtual tickets with the profits going back to these indie stores during the time of the closures. Then, let's see, earlier this year, I had to stop and think, 21, losing track of time. This was a special record store day release. They put it in a 12 by 12 package, but it was a DVD and very limited edition, so you could own a copy of this. Well, now, as it's meant to be seen in a theater, and not just any theater, the State Theater in downtown Bay City, just a fantastic venue to see films. It's been a while since I've been there, but it is a great, I used to go there all the time during Hell's Half Mile. But it's a great place to see films, and this film in particular. So Vinyl Nation begins screening at 4:15 p.m. this afternoon at the State Theater in Bay City. Hell's Half Mile Film and Music Festival, part of that. Immediately following the film, and he's in town, I can attest to this, the director of Vinyl Nation, Mr. Kevin Smokler, is here, and he is going to be on a panel discussing vinyl collecting and the film. Just kind of a great overall discussion immediately following that screening. So the screening starts at 4:15 and the panel discussion right there in the State Theater directly afterwards. Very humbled to have been asked by the folks at Hell's Half Mile to participate in that discussion. So I'll be there along with Jordan from Electric Kish and Jay Gliz from Bay City. He's part of the Lightning Licks Vinyl Preservation Society. So it's going to be a great panel discussion of record collecting, you name it. We're going to have a lot of great stuff going on. So if you get a chance, love to see you out there this afternoon, 4:15. Kim's going to take over the store, and Katie's actually coming up. So Katie and I will be at the screening and then thereafter at the panel discussion. So would be a great time. I strongly recommend, if you've not seen this film, to stop on out this afternoon in Bay City and check it out. Look for the links. We'll have them all over the page as well today, reminding you of what and where and how and why. So all of that stuff heading on as well. A couple more good mornings. Happy Saturday, Ann. Thank you for being here. And Abby, good morning to you as well. And Jeff saying Vinyl Nation, whoop, yep. And Jeff, hope to see you out there too. How was that concert last night? A lot of folks yesterday said they were heading over to the, why am I drawing a blank here? The big concert last night at Soaring Eagle. Oh, man. Okay, it completely lost my mind here. So that's the way it's going today. I'll just move on. Okay, a couple of other things to announce here. Let me make sure I've got my right thing to go here. The new releases this week. We'll get to the announcement here in just a second. A few new releases left, including a couple of cool things. We did have a good run on them yesterday, but we do have one of these left. It's a various artists compilation, a tribute, if you will, to an album. This is a tribute to the Velvet Underground and Nico, featuring some phenomenal artists along the lines of Kurt Weill, Fountains DC, Iggy Pop, Sharon Van Etten, and Michael Stipe from REM. Not had a chance to listen to this online yet, but I'm going to get around to that today or tomorrow. But this looks like a cool thing on yellow vinyl for you Velvet Underground fans. Speaking of Mirror, I mentioned this on the record show last Wednesday. Here is the reissue on clear vinyl, 25th anniversary, or 50th. Holy crap, 50th anniversary of Uriah Heep's Look at Yourself. Now, the original album had a mirror in the cover. So it said, look at yourself. You could do that, and you could look at yourself in the mirror. Unless you leave the shrink wrap on, you're not going to see a reflection in this album cover. So it's a little disappointing that they didn't recreate that original one, but instead just left a kind of a blank piece of silver there. But that is what it is. We weren't sure what that was going to look like, but that is indeed what it looks like. Reissue of Heaven in Your Mind, aka Mr. Fantasy by Traffic, contains the hit Dear Mr. Fantasy. This cover underwent a couple of changes, and they changed that to Mr. Fantasy back then. But Chris Wood, Jim Capaldi, Steve Winwood, great stuff from Traffic. And this is a colored vinyl, and I forget what color it said it's pressed on, but that would be a cool one to add to your collection. And a recent issue, we do have one more of these left. It's the Casey Musgraves, the new one, Star-Crossed. This is a random color vinyl. You're not sure what color you're going to get, but it looks to have a die-cut cover on there as well. So this is kind of a cool one. We did get one more of those in stock. Okay, now speaking of new releases, let's speak specifically of upcoming releases. If you guys get a chance, watch our show on Wednesday evenings at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, the Record Show, where we cover new releases for that week, as well as upcoming releases as well. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, by the way, so you won't miss it. But I thought I'd put one out here since this announcement just dropped yesterday, and it's for an album that we have had a lot of trouble getting a hold of reissues for some time. Yesterday was the anniversary, 30th anniversary of, is it 30th? Holy mackerel. Of Nirvana's Nevermind. I have to stop and think about that for a second. So to celebrate this, we got the announcement that they are putting out the reissue, an anniversary edition reissue of Nevermind. This is going to come out on, let me find my notes here real quick. Sorry about this. The single vinyl reissue, 1 LP version of this on premium 180 gram in a gatefold jacket now with a new 7-inch single included, is going to be released on November 12th, along with a couple of CD versions. What you're looking at here is their super deluxe, because that's the thing you do now. An 8 LP with the 7-inch single, lots of other great stuff happening in this set, but that's not coming out until May 27th of 2022. So November, you can look forward to the reissue of Nirvana's Nevermind. And if you're into those big box sets, that's coming next May. We'll have more details on it, and especially everything that's included in on that on the Record Show this coming Wednesday. I will go ahead and talk a little bit more about that as it comes up closer. So that is something to stay tuned for. Okay, a couple of vintage ones to point out from yesterday. My time here, I've never seen a copy of Cheech and Chong's Big Bamboo come through with the rolling paper inside. We got one. It showed up. That's a rarity, so if you're into those guys, do that. This one was from a couple of weeks back. Thought I'd point them out. We got a couple of these, War Games and Super Duck Break. These are what are called, according to Discogs, DJ battle tools. So if you're a disc jockey, this is part of the thing that you, what do they call it, underneath, scratch underneath or mix with other stuff. So for you aspiring DJs, we've got a few of these things on the shelf, and they are actually labeled as DJ battle tools. This one says War Games. I haven't listened to it, but it says it's got audio clips from the movie War Games included. Would you like to play a game? I don't know. We'll check that out. Okay, some other piece of news on our used vinyl. Those of you who watched our video yesterday may have seen this little blip flop by on there very quickly. And that is, we now have, are very proud to have here at the store, a VPI record cleaning machine. Now, we're still using the spin cleans, don't get me wrong, Spin Clean is great. We got a new stock of them if you're looking for one. They're a lot more affordable, but the VPI is something that is a record vacuum, does a deep clean. We now have one. I've been looking at one of these for a while. We were able to acquire one, and we're very, very happy about that. So select portions of our used vinyl will be run through the VPI as warranted, just because I want to give it an extra scrub if it's something super rare. But we'll also begin offering some services, cleaning your albums with a VPI, a few at a time. If you'd like, just contact me about that. So we're very happy to have this added to our arsenal of vinyl care products, all meant to get you guys the greatest quality used vinyl that we can possibly do. So make sure you keep an eye on that. Speaking of vinyl care, I did get restocked on our brushes from Groove Washer, the vinyl record care system, the handcrafted walnut. They raised the price on these a little bit, but still, I think this is the best one on the market for getting the dust off and keeping the static down from your records. We also have some of the accessories that go along with it, including some refills and the block that goes along with that. But this brush is what I strongly recommend to keep your vinyl dust-free and static-free, especially as we head into the cooler months. So make sure you check that out. A couple of more comments. Let's get across on this and say hey this morning. Jeff, thank you. Yes, it was Megadeth and Lamb of God. A lot of you folks were headed there. Just couldn't quite get to that. No, Bare Naked Ladies, Rick, is a little while off on that. Yep, and says, yep, Megadeth was at Soaring Eagle. That was. Thank you guys for correcting me on that. The brain power is just a little bit slippy this morning. One other note today, I got another stack of Jersey Mike coupons here in Midland, good for our location here. They send me a stack of these once in a while, say, business owner, pass these out to your employees. And I go to myself, thank you. I think Kim and I will have subs for dinner tonight, and I can only eat so many of their Philly cheesesteaks. They're very good. So I'm going to put this pile of coupons out on our free shelf as you come and go in and out the door there. So make sure you check that out. It's not too much. It's like $2 off or 25% off your order. Still a cool deal from a good sub. And thank you to the folks over at Jersey Mike's for sending those along to us. And we'll share the wealth if we, as we will on that. Okay, so thank you guys very much. I think we are up on time. Don't forget tonight, I keep saying tonight, this afternoon, 4:15, don't get me wrong on this, Vinyl Nation screening in Bay City at the historic and beautiful State Theater. 4:15 is the screening time for that documentary. Kevin Smokler will be on hand, the director. Jordan from Electric Kish and yours truly will be part of a panel discussion on vinyl collecting and the documentary immediately following the screening of that film. So make sure you check that out. Would love to see you guys out there. I think Katie and I are even going to hit up the music event at Hell's Half Mile afterward. It's been a while. So she's like, Dad, please, can we go to some of the music? I think the last one we went to was the Electric Six a few years back. So very cool to see. And if you've not checked out Hell's Half Mile, please do so. You can find them online at hhmfest.com or just do a search for Hell's Half Mile on Facebook or Instagram, and you'll get all of that information on there as well. So, okay, you guys have a great weekend. Enjoy that weather when it clears up a little bit today. We are open from now, and I'm looking at the time. Yep, from now, as soon as I open the door and turn on the lights, until 6 p.m. Kim will be here in the afternoon with Blue, by the way, if you want to say hi a little bit later in the afternoon as Katie and I head over to Hell's Half Mile. We'll be open tomorrow, Sunday from 12 noon till 5 p.m. Closed on Monday and Tuesday per our normal hours, and then back at it again. Don't forget the record show Wednesday night, 7 o'clock, covering all of this week's new releases, plus a few other goodies here and there. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube if you would be so kind. We would really appreciate it. Okay, you folks have a great, great week, and we will talk to you next time from Radio Wasteland Records here in Midland. Thanks again.